Have you ever wondered what goes on beyond the gates? What happens in the private lives of the people behind the closed doors and shuttered windows? The visitor sees behind those windows and gates. Let us follow the wandering steps of the visitor, and let us be warned that we are about to invade the privacy of a young couple in their apartment. And it will be in the late watches of the night when we arrive there.
Sleep.
You're sick?
Mm-mm.
Oh, there must be something the matter.
No.
Shall I get you something to eat?
No.
I don't know why you can't sleep. You got nothing on your mind. Nothing special, I mean.
I'm a failure.
Oh, don't be silly.
I'm 32 years old. In a couple of years, I'll be dead. I've missed the boat. Everything we have is built on sand. Old Jiggins at the office, I just can't get across to him. I've always been that way, ever since I was 5 years old. I always say the wrong thing to people like Jiggins.
Come on back to bed, George.
I'll never get anywhere anymore. I'll be this way the rest of my life. Everybody who's going to be anybody is anybody.
It must be those crabs you ate.
You know, all of a sudden I realize what kind of a person you are.
Yes, George.
You're insensitive. Nothing bothers you.
Come on, George.
There he goes again. Walking around like me. He isn't sleeping like a log. There's a person with some feeling. Heart.
Who?
I don't know. All I know is that for the last 3 nights, he hasn't been snoring away like a vegetable.
Oh, the name is Bunnerman.
Now, what difference does that make? What you can think about is stupid little facts. Stupid little facts.
Good night, George. I'm going to sleep.
What's the matter, Agatha?
Nothing. I can't sleep, that's all. You wouldn't know anything about it.
Oh.
You just lie there and snore like a big piece of beef.
Who, me?
Was there anybody else in there?
Anything I can do?
Yes, you can go back to bed.
All right.
Nothing ever bothers you, does it? You can go right in there and go back to sleep as if nothing's happened.
Well, has nothing happened yet?
Oh, how did I ever marry anybody without an ounce of imagination?
Oh, I've got an ounce of imagination.
What?
I've got an ounce of imagination.
Oh. Well, here I am walking the floor night after night, and you ask if anything has happened.
I'm going to get up in the morning, Agatha. I'm going to go to bed. Let me know if anything happens.
Oh.
This is station WLTR, now signing off until 6 o'clock in the morning.
Please.
Oh, you look terrible.
Thank you.
Here's a mail.
Oh, bills. Bills.
Hey, this one isn't for us. It's addressed to C.E. Bunnerman.
Bunnerman.
That's right. Your soulmate upstairs.
Looks like an ad.
Yeah. Oh, maybe he's advertising for a night nurse.
Funny.
Guess I better have something soft and bland for dinner. Milk toast, maybe.
Honey, I told you, it's not my stomach.
That's what you think.
You just won't understand. See, this gets to Bunneman. Maybe upstairs I get some sympathy and understanding.
George.
Yes?
Mrs. Bunneman?
Yes.
I'm George Magnus. 3A, this letter was delivered to us by
Oh,
today.
it's for my husband. Thanks.
Say, is your husband around?
No, he's off to work. Sorry.
Your husband, he has trouble sleeping, doesn't he?
Him? He hibernates all year round.
Oh, that's funny. I'm sure I hear him, walking up and down, up and down.
That's me.
You?
Insomnia. But how is it that you...
I don't sleep either.
Really?
I haven't slept a wink in 3 nights, and...
Me too.
My wife, Belva, she just lies there like a log.
Just like Carter.
It's funny, isn't it? Some people can sleep and others, they can't.
I think it's a question of sensitivity, Mr.
What?
Sensitivity!
Oh, sensitivity, I think.
Mr.
Magnus, George Magnus.
Oh, Magnus.
Yeah, you're quite right, Mrs. Bunneman.
Agatha.
Agatha, you're absolutely right. I feel that when a person can't sleep, it's because he has an active imagination.
Exactly. You take Carter, my husband. He hasn't an ounce of imagination. If he had, he would never be able to go to sleep the minute his head hits the pillow like Rip Van Winkle. Of course, it's funny, because he used to be jealous, terribly jealous, but not anymore. Of me, I mean, and that takes imagination, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I mean, you're attractive enough, but, well, jealousy is different. It's more animal.
Hmm. To think that you've been awake down there, too.
Right down there.
Imagine.
Yeah, and I'd sit there and I'd hear your footsteps and I'd say to myself, oh, there's someone who understands.
Oh, I wish I'd known. Insomnia is so lonely.
It's ghastly. Say, have you found anything that helps?
Nothing.
Say, have you ever tried piecemeal relaxing? You see, you say, feet, go to sleep. And then legs, go to sleep. And then stomach, go to sleep. And head, go to sleep.
Does it work?
No.
Oh. There was an ad in this morning's paper about Bowen's Sleep Shop.
Yeah, I saw it.
Maybe they have something.
You know, I was thinking of going over there during my lunch hour. Why don't you meet me there at 1 o'clock?
All right, I'd like to get your advice.
And I'd like to get yours.
I hope I'm not late.
Agatha, nobody understands us. Not even the people whose business it is. Look at all this. Blinkers, ear stoppers. It's not the noise, it's not the light that keeps us awake. Nobody understands the problems of the insomniac. Nobody. Terrible. Just look at this. Just look at this. I mean, how do they expect any human being to sleep in that position? What do they think we are, bats?
Bats?
Yeah, bats sleep upside down.
They do?
Sure. My goodness. Here's one. I mean, here's a position. I mean, just look at this one. I never saw anything like this in my life. Who could believe? Belva!
George.
Belva, what are you doing in this bed? Didn't you get enough sleep last night?
Oh, now stop it, George. I saw an ad in the paper, and I came over here to see if I could find something
Well,
for
that
you.
was nice.
Thanks.
Oh, this is Mrs. Bunneman.
Mrs. Bunneman.
Yeah, it turns out she's the one who can't sleep.
Oh.
And her husband sleeps like a log.
I see. That makes two of us.
Oh, come on.
And two of you.
Oh, Belva.
Well, you certainly got together quick enough.
Well, we both read the ad, Mrs. Magnus.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Do you sleep well?
As they say, like a log.
Oh, aren't you lucky you don't have to be troubled with such problems?
Am I? I'm beginning to think I'm missing things.
She has a sense of humor, hasn't she, George?
Yeah.
Now, look, George, I did stop and get you something. Now, just take a spoonful of this before you go to bed.
Bicarbonate?
That's right, dear. It'll settle your stomach and you'll sleep like a baby.
It's not my stomach.
Oh, now you just try it and see. You ought to get a box, too.
There's nothing the matter with my stomach either, Mrs. Magnus.
Well, you can't always tell.
Well, I think I know a little more about my stomach than you do.
Belva,
It's a question of the mind, of the imagination. Since you don't understand it, I think you better keep out of it.
Keep out of it.
Yes, Belva. There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
George, I'm becoming upset.
Then you take the bicarbonate. Come, Agatha.
George!
Good afternoon, madam. Can I help you? Have you tried our electric rockabye bed? It's really wonderful. Oh, excuse me, I'm so suggestible,
So get out of here.
Well...
Are you calling me?
Yes, Mr. Bunneman, I'm Mrs. Magnus. I've been waiting for you.
Well, waiting for me.
Yes,
Well,
I have to talk fast before my husband comes home.
What?
It's about your wife.
My wife?
Yes, you see, well, my husband has insomnia, and your wife has insomnia, too, and at night he hears her walking up and down overhead. It's very annoying.
Well, it's annoying, but my wife walks up and down in the living room, and if you're in the bedroom,
Oh,
I can't...
yes, but George, my husband, that is, he comes out into this room when he can't sleep, and he hears your wife upstairs.
Well, that's too bad about him.
Oh, no, you don't understand, Mr. Bunnerman. You see, my husband is, well, he's sort of childish, and I know I could get him back to sleeping with some milk or something, but, well, he's going to wait for your wife's footsteps.
Lady, if you have a crazy husband, that's your problem.
Oh, look, please, Mr. Bunnerman, can't you stop her from walking around? Couldn't she have quiet insomnia? I know it sounds ridiculous, but now that George has met her, if this keeps up, he'll never get any sleep.
Hey, did you say your husband knows my wife?
Of course.
And he waits for her footsteps?
Yes.
Why, George, a guy can't even sleep.
What are you talking about?
Listen, lady, your husband may be a child at heart, but Agatha isn't. Why, George, in the middle of the night, too.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? Can't you see what's going on?
Oh, no, Mr. Bunnerman. Oh, you're wrong.
Oh, wrong am I? You don't know Agatha.
Mr. Bunnerman.
I think how boring it must be not being able to sleep. And Agatha can't stand being bored.
Well, that's true, and George says it's lonely. Oh, no, you're wrong. Why, they've only met once.
How do you know?
I guess I don't.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to put a stop to this.
What are you going to do?
I'm going on the night watch.
All right. Feet, go to sleep. Legs, go to sleep. Stomach, go to sleep. Stomach. Head, go to sleep. Go to sleep, head. Head, go to sleep. All right. Everybody up. You see, sweetie, things always seem a little peculiar in the middle of the night.
Yes, they certainly do.
You know, things are always different late at night.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, to be jealous...
Jealous? Who's jealous? I'm just as sensitive as she is. I'm getting sick and tired of prowling around at all hours and having you hold conversations with beautiful women in the middle of the night behind my back.
Well, sweetie, I was only signaling with a broomstick.
I suppose tomorrow night she'll ride down here on hers. Back to bed.
Mm-hmm. So I was right.
Oh, I was just practicing my tap dancing.
You gave up tap dancing 5 years ago.
Well, things come back to you in the middle of the night. You remember them.
Right, and what comes back to me is that guy downstairs.
Guy downstairs?
You were signaling to him.
Signaling to him? Why would I be signaling to him?
Come up.
You really have a low mind.
I never saw anyone practice dance steps and listen in between.
You were watching me.
So what?
You were spying on me. I can't stand it.
You can't.
All right, if you must know, I was talking to George through the floor. We understand each other. That's something you'll never comprehend, Carter. Never. Never.
You must be Mr. Bunneman.
You must be George Magnus.
Yeah, that's right. Nice to meet you. I thought you'd be asleep.
So I gather.
I realize it's kind of an unconventional hour to drop up, but seeing how I was awake and your wife was awake, that is, I thought she was awake, I thought I'd come up and we might play a game of gin rummy or two.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Hey, you wouldn't care for a game of gin rummy? No, you wouldn't care for a game of gin rummy. Where's Agatha?
Asleep.
No. Wonderful. How'd she do it?
She went to bed for a change.
You wake her up.
Instead of hanging around down here all night entertaining the neighbors.
Yeah, well, you're all hopped up. Now, it'll all seem different in the morning. Why don't you just go back to bed and get some sleep?
Sleep. How can I sleep with what's going on around here? I'm going to fix your wagon, Magnus. I'm calling the police and having you arrested. For breaking and entering.
Breaking? You're out of your mind.
Stay put!
I didn't break and enter. I was invited.
That's worse.
George. George.
Honestly, you've got this whole thing all wrong.
I can't understand what she sees in a little guy like you. Sensitive. Ha! What malarkey that is.
You're absolutely right. She doesn't see a thing in me.
Women. They're an imposition on mankind.
Agatha told me you were insensitive. Insensitive? You're nothing but a big, dumb brute.
Yeah? You really think so?
Huh? Hey, that was supposed to be an insult.
Oh, you couldn't have pleased me more.
You're crazy.
Oh, no, not at all. You see, I try to seem like a big, dumb brute. It's an act I put on. Well, you know how Americans feel about poets.
Poets?
Yeah, the minute you mention the fact that you're a poet, why, people automatically lose all respect for you.
And, you're a poet?
Of course. Now, there's the police. Don't you try anything, or I'll kick your brains out.
Now, you see here, Mrs. Bunneman, I've had just about all of this that I can stand. All
Mr.
you've done is
Bunneman?
done
Belva, this guy is crazy. Will you please tell him I came up here because I can't sleep?
Why, George.
Well, will you please tell him what I'm doing here?
Yeah, well, what are you doing here, George?
Yeah. Listen, Belva, he just called the police. He's going to have me arrested for breaking and entering.
That's right.
Oh, nobody'd ever believe that of George.
They will when I get through with him.
I'm telling you, you got this whole thing all wrong.
Where's Mrs. Bunneman?
He's asleep.
Asleep with all this going on? She must be a vegetable, a lump, a log.
And as for you, Magnus,
Agatha means no more to me than a good book.
Are you sure that Agatha's asleep? I think she must be dead.
she's out like a light, but I'll fix that.
Honey, I'm telling you, this guy is crazy. He's got the
Come
police.
on,
They're going to
George,
arrest
tell
me
her.
and everything.
Carter, what's all the noise?
We have company, dear.
Oh?
And you were sleeping like a moss-backed log.
Oh, Carter, please, no poetry. I'm so tired. I could sleep for a week.
Wait a minute. Agatha. 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 Agatha, wake up. Talk to me, will you?
Now you listen here, Magnus.
Now, you listen to me. You can have me arrested and put in the electric chair and everything, but I'm not going to leave here until I find out how Agatha got to sleep.
I'm sorry, I don't know. What? I should be wide awake after a big fight.
Fight?
Yes, Carter was jealous, and he got mad, and he started to yell at me, and I just went in and threw myself on the bed, and I went out like a light.
Oh, Frank, no, it isn't. Don't you see? Agatha couldn't sleep because deep down she wasn't really sure of Carter.
Wasn't sure of me.
That's right.
It's impossible.
But when you got jealous, she knew that you still loved her, and it gave her peace of mind.
Oh, baby, is that true?
I don't know. I just want all warm and limp and sleepy.
Oh, baby, though, not sure of me. And all the time I was afraid that you didn't care about me.
Well, she's all set.
George, I was jealous of you. That's not it.
Mm-mm.
You don't feel warm and limp and sleepy.
Mm-mm.
Well, don't you even care if I was jealous?
Care?
Yes, care.
How can I believe it? I'm not half good enough for you. How could you be jealous of me?
George.
Sure, you could have guys that are rich and give you jewels and fur successes, not a slob who's afraid to talk to Jiggins at the office because he might lose his job.
Darling.
What's the matter?
You've been worrying about your job because of me. That's why you haven't been able to sleep. Do you think I married you for your job? Listen, you couldn't shake me if you murdered Jiggins and became a beachcomber. Well, I'd live in a burlap bag with you.
You would?
Of course I would. I love
I don't think a burlap bag will be necessary.
you. I just want to be with you. Rich or poor, no matter where.
You know something? We can feel warm and limp and sleepy.
So, with a visitor, we have seen one cure for insomnia. But is the cure universal? Even the visitor doesn't know. Next week, once again, come and join the visitor.